Alright, here we are with the Tekken 8 review. It's been a few days, but I have done almost everything there is to offer. And there's a reason I say almost, which we'll get into when we get to that part. Feeling pretty confident about this one. Look, I made a mistake reviewing Mortal Kombat 1, right? I made a mistake. I gave that game a higher review than it should have gotten. I really did. I don't remember what I gave it, but I know for a fact I gave it like an 8 or something. And I really wanted to make sure that I didn't do that to this game. So, yeah. And that doesn't mean I'm going to give it like a 6 or something, but I'm going to make sure I explain what could go wrong with this game. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about that. So yeah, but let's just start it. Let's start with the mode that the most casual people would play, which is the story mode. And look, I know I'm throwing jabs at MK1 here, right? But number one, MK1 was the last fighting game to come out, right? Number two, Mortal Kombat is the only other fighting game with a giant cinematic story mode. All this game did, all that Tekken 8 did, was make me realize that Mortal Kombat is not this fire game that I thought it was, you know. It does, they don't have the crowd anymore. Because, you know, Mortal Kombat used to have the most combat, or the most content, I mean. And it had a cinematic story mode that no other fighting game had. And it was always super high quality. And Tekken 7 did have a cinematic story mode, but you could tell it was a little like, you know, it wasn't as expensive as Mortal Kombat 1's. Tekken 8 story mode. I don't even know what to say. I really don't. Tekken 8 story mode is literally, number one, it doesn't like, how do I put this? It doesn't betray the fans, I guess. And what I mean by that is, they don't like kind of explain the story to you. There's recaps of all the Tekken games in the game from 1 through 7. But other than that, in the actual story mode itself, they don't explain anything to you. They don't explain anything. I'm trying to remember because it's been a few days and I played the story mode all in one sitting. I played it the day that the game came out. I'm trying to remember, but I don't even think that they tell you that Kazuya is Jin's father. Like, I think you just have to pick up on that, because, you know, he doesn't ever call him that, because they kind of hate each other, so I don't think he ever calls him that. And if you didn't watch the recaps, if you don't know what's happening, you definitely should have. I don't know why you didn't. You wouldn't know that. And you might think that's a bad thing, but it's not. It's only a bad thing if you don't know anything about Tekken. But, you know, the story isn't guiltygear's story. You don't need a degree to understand what's happening. The recaps will literally fill you in on most of the info. But what it won't do is it won't give you the emotional value, the emotional investment that playing these games over the years would give you in terms of the story. Because, oh wow, do they pay off the emotional investment in this game. I mean, wow. So, like, I don't know if you noticed, but I only have ranked match gameplay in the background. That's mainly because the story mode is about 3 to 3.5 hours long. And I don't want to show any story mode footage because, I mean, the story mode is literally like 3 hours long. If I show any footage, that could be considered a major spoiler because the story mode just isn't long. But the thing is, it's kind of amazing how the story mode isn't long. Because, again, I'm comparing it to MK1, but like I said, it's the only other example we have, right? MK1's story was longer, but it kind of was like, MK1's story took a long time to get to the point. It took a long time to get to like the plot twist, like the climax of the story. Meanwhile, the Tekken 8 peak of the story is pretty much the entire thing. So, yeah. If you don't know anything about the story mode is still very fun. It's very fun. For reasons I won't get into because they are major spoilers, but it is a very fun story even if you have no idea what's going on. But that doesn't mean that the story is geared towards people that have no idea what's going on. If you know what's happening, and what I'm going to say here won't make sense unless you literally know what's happening, but this story mode might have the greatest final battle in a video game ever. And I'm really trying to think of a game that had a final battle in the past, I don't know, 10 years that really blew me away like this one did. And I just can't think of it. I really can't. I can't think of a better final battle in a video game, ever. This final battle is a final battle that is only suitable to end a 30-year-old story on. And I do want to say, the ending itself is kind of like the worst part of the story. The ending itself is not very conclusive. It can be kind of interpreted in many ways that aren't really like a final answer, which makes it feel like they're trying to be a little safe because they don't know if they want to make a Tekken 9, but they also definitely could make a Tekken 9. So it's a little like, it's kind of disappointing on the ending part because it's just a little inconclusive. But the final battle really feels appropriate for, you know, the climax of a 30-year-old story. Because, yeah, if you don't know, Tekken has... Yeah, this guy made Sanji, I think, from One Piece. Anyways, Tekken has the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest-running story in a video game. To this day, it is still the longest story in a video game. With that being said, they really found a way to pull off a fight that's suitable for a story that lasts that long. And wow, it just hit so hard. I just can't think of a better final fight than Tekken 8. I mean, the final fight lasts for the final 2 chapters. The final 2 chapters of the game is one fight. And that might sound like it's super dragged out, but it's not. It doesn't feel dragged out at all. It's just an insane final battle. Even if you hated this story, which I don't know how you could. The story was like just fun the whole time. Even if you hated the story, I don't think it's possible for anyone on this planet to not like that final battle. Like, just imagine a Metal Gear Rising fight in a fighting game. That's pretty much what that final battle is. And it was just amazing. It was amazing. So yeah. And that's just not, that's not me overhyping the game or just being excited that the game is out. The Tekken 8 final battle is something that I'm never going to forget. So the story was pretty good. It doesn't drag on because, again, like I said, the story is only like 3 to 3.5 hours, so it doesn't drag. It's never boring. And again, throwing jabs at MK1, but MK1, well, Mortal Kombat in general, in their story modes, they make sure that you play a different character like every single chapter. They want you to experience the entire roster in the story mode. Mortal Kombat, Tekken 8 does not do that. They don't make you play characters for the sake of playing characters. They literally make you play characters that are relevant to what's happening at that moment. So, no, you don't play half of the characters in the roster. Matter of fact, this might be a bit of a spoiler, but I won't say who, but there are characters that die that are in the roster, and you don't even get to play as them in the story mode. They kind of just show up, they die a few minutes later, and you don't even get to play them in the story mode, and yet they're in the roster for the game. So, that should show you that they aren't really trying to force you, oh, play this character, we spent all this money putting this character in the game, so please, play this character. They don't care. They only make you play the characters that are relevant to what's happening. They won't drag out the story in order to make you play a different character. It's just a great story mode. If I were to give story mode itself a rating, I would give it probably like a 9 out of 10. In my head, I'm thinking a 10 out of 10 because I can't think of any problems. But I guess the only problem I could think of is the ending. The ending is it's not a horrible ending, but it's not a very conclusive ending. And also, the ending could make Tekken 9's story, if there is a Tekken 9, a worse game. I do think what happens in Tekken 8 could end up making Tekken 9 not as good as Tekken 8 in terms of the story mode. So, yeah. But we don't gotta worry about that for like 10 years, so whatever. Anyways, that's enough of the story. But the story is the big chunk, since that's like the casual players, what they're gonna play. Story, pretty much perfect. And that's not just a story thing. The rest of the game is also pretty much perfect. So, what else is there? Let's just go down the list. I guess we should start with Tekken Ball. You know, we're kind of going down like the casual stuff. Tekken Ball is in the game. You can play it online. Pretty fun. Whatever. Okay, next topic. There is actually a second story mode in this game. Actually, there's technically 3. The second story mode is a mode called Arcade Quest. And remember when I said that I've played pretty much the whole game? I have not played Arcade Quest. I played maybe 20 minutes. I have not beaten it. Arcade Quest is a mode where you create your own avatar, and you go into arcades with your avatar, and you compete in this game, in this arcade game known as Tekken. It's pretty much kind of just like, supposed to be like what it was like back in the day playing in the arcades, you know. You're playing Tekken, and it's pretty much a story mode of your created character going through this. Now, you're probably wondering, why didn't you play it? Well, I'm just not the target audience. Pretty much the entire time you're playing Arcade Quest, it is a giant tutorial for how to play the game the whole time. So, for me, it's not very interesting because it's just a tutorial. But it might be the best fighting game tutorial in a video game, or in a fighting game ever. It might just be. I mean, like I said, this is a whole story mode dedicated to being a tutorial. Unfortunately, I just can't tell you how long it is because I didn't beat it. But what I can say is that it pretty much goes over everything you need to know, which is great. Because I don't think Tekken really had a tutorial before, and now it has a literal story mode dedicated to being a tutorial. So that's just pretty amazing, right? That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I do think the avatars, I do think they look stupid. They look like Xbox 360 avatars. Whatever, you know, whatever. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about that for a little bit. If you are a new player, you don't know how to play Tekken, they do literally have a second story mode just for teaching you how to play Tekken. Cool, but not for me. You know, I wish I could give it a rating because I don't know how good the tutorial is. I'm sure it's amazing because I played a little bit of it and it was teaching me everything. But just the fact that it's in the game is something that no other fighting game has done ever, I don't think. I don't think there's ever been a tutorial in a fighting game that's a whole story mode. So yeah, Arcade Quest is great. Well, I think it's great. Again, I can't really judge it because it's just not geared towards me. There's also a thing called Super Ghost Battle. I made a video on it. I'm not super, like, into it, but Super Ghost Battle is you can fight pretty much anyone. You can fight anyone in the world. You can fight their AI. So their AI will take what they do and learn from the player, and then you can fight that player's AI. Pretty much that's what Super Ghost Battle is. Cool thing in Tekken 8 though is that there's also Super Ghost Battles that have been set up by the devs themselves. And there's one for every single character in the game. And if you, like, let's say I fight the Super Ghost Battle of Jin, right? Let's say I fight his Ghost Battle. So I pick any character I want and then I fight Jin. You will get a whole new costume for Jin for beating that Super Ghost Battle. And that goes for every character in the game. They all have their own ghost fight that will give you a costume. And then, like I said, if you don't want to fight the ones from the devs, you can just go online and fight anyone's ghost without actually having to fight that person. Cool feature. It has been done before. Like, the whole ghost thing has been done before. But I will say, no matter how I feel about it, it is the best ghost battle in a video game. In terms of fighting games, it is the best ghost battle. So that's not saying much because it hasn't been done much before, but it has been done before, and Tekken 8 has the best one so far. What else is there? So we got Ghost Battle. Oh, there's also, after you beat the story mode, remember how I said you don't play everyone in the story? After you beat the story mode, there's a thing called character episodes. Character episodes allow you to play through a mini story of every single character in the whole game. So let's say I pick like Jin. Even though Jin is in the story, he still has a character episode thing. You play as Jin. You fight like 5 fights, and at the end you get a giant CG cutscene for that character. And it's not lazy like Tekken 7, because Tekken 7 also had this, but in Tekken 7, you just fought 3 random people and then you got a cutscene. In Tekken 8, they have special dialogue for the intros, and you're fighting people who are relevant to that character, and you're fighting them in different locations that are also relevant to that character. It's just a nice little touch. So, yeah, character episodes are cool. The cutscenes are very high quality, even in that mode. You know, they're very high quality in story mode as well, but even in character episodes, they're the same level of quality. You're fighting relevant things, and there's one for every single character in the game. So, character episodes is also a great little kind of arcade mode type of thing. So, yeah, as you can see, you know, Tekken Ball, story mode, character episodes, arcade quest are all great. So the next things I'm going to talk about are the customization and the gameplay. So, also I do want to mention, the game's netcode is pretty good. I mean, so far, all of these things you were seeing in this video were online matches, and they've been pretty solid, right? I like to think so. So yeah, the game also has crossplay as well. The game has crossplay. Unlike MK1, again, throwing jabs at MK1, but it was just... MK1 made me feel like the game was decent, and that Street Fighter 6 was just a one and done. We got lucky that Street Fighter 6 was as good as it was. So MK1 could never be as good as Street Fighter 6, because Street Fighter 6 is just a very lucky thing, right? Not true. This game is just as good as Street Fighter 6, and it will definitely be a better game than Street Fighter 6 for some people. Anyways, let's get to the customization. This is the only negative about the entire game, the customization. So, throwing jabs at MK1 once again, because I know I'm comparing it to MK1 so much, but like I said, it was the last fighting game review I did. It was also the last fighting game that came out, and it's the only other fighting game that has customization. So, the customization is better than MK1's, but it is worse than Tekken 7's. As you can see here, here's all the options. There's not that many options for the face. There's just not many options. The customization is the same as Tekken 7, just with like half of the options. Here you can change the entire outfit. You see that locked outfit right there? That's what I'm talking about for the arcade or for the Super Ghost battle, where if you fight the ghost, you'll unlock an outfit for the character. That's pretty much like what that locked outfit is. Every character has one. Every character also has their Tekken 7 outfit, as you can see here. So yeah, good customization. If Tekken 7 didn't exist, this customization would be pretty amazing. But Tekken 7 exists, and it has better customization. Like, look, I wanted to change the pants on this costume, and you can't change the pants in this costume. It changes the whole costume. I don't know if that was in Tekken 7. I don't remember. But, I mean, come on. Why can't I change the pants of this outfit? So, yeah, I mean, and you could also change the color to all the pieces as well. Yeah, it's just, it's good customization. It's pretty great. I mean, you saw me earlier. I was fighting a guy that looked like Sanji from One Piece, right? There's still some fun creativity here, you know. I like to make my characters a bit more serious, right? I like to give them some fits that would kind of match the character. I don't like making goofy outfits, although I have made a few. But I'm not like a big goofy outfit guy or whatever. But you can really get creative. There's just some good stuff. There's some good stuff. But like I said, it's just not better than Tekken 7. Yes, some characters even have, you know, unique customization. That's only for them. There's some accessories. You can put these accessories pretty much anywhere you want. Like I could put the donut on his forehead or whatever. You can change the loading screen art. It's pretty cool, but you know, customization, it's good. I'm satisfied with it because I'm not someone who really sits here customizing my characters. But I can acknowledge if you are someone like that, you're going to be disappointed because it is literally the same thing as Tekken 7, just worse. So yeah, that's the character customization. But that's not all the customization that is in the whole game. There's more. So here is the player here's the avatar customization. We're gonna go into this real quick. Avatar customization is your arcade quest avatar. I don't really care about this. Like I said, they look like Xbox 360 avatars, but you can customize them if you care about that. Anyways, here's the player customization. So here you can change your little title, right? I have the, you know, I have the Kazuya one, you know, that I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I got that on. There's also, you can change the health gauge. You can change your health bars. Again, all this is in Tekken 7, but it's nice that it's not gone. It didn't get cut out. Like some other games, Mortal Kombat 1, you know, cutting out customization. This game just has less options than Tekken 8. But it still has all the same options. It just has less of them, if that makes sense. You can change the same things. Here's the jukebox. This was an exclusive mode on the PS4 in Tekken 7. This is now available on every system for Tekken 8. You can change any song in the game and you can change it to any song in pretty much Tekken history. So, yeah. Great. Customization is on point. I mean, as you saw here, there's not much to complain about. Not much to complain about. So, that's the end of the Tekken 8 customization section. Let's just get into the gameplay. I mean, you've been seeing the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty much Tekken 7, but with a little spice, you know, some spice added to it. And surprisingly, I kind of made this video talking about why I'm disappointed that Eddie is coming back as DLC, because characters don't change that much in Tekken. What I can say is, pretty much every character in this game is completely different than they were in Tekken 7. This Tekken definitely changes the most out of any Tekken. So, I'm slightly excited for Eddie as DLC. We're going to get into the very concerning part of the game in a second. I know this review is pretty long, so if you're still here, I appreciate it. If you're not, I understand, but I do want to go in depth and talk about everything possible. Including the DLC, which is already shaping up to be extremely alarming. But, yeah. There's not much I can say about the gameplay, because the gameplay is kind of a personal preference thing. What I will say is I like this game's gameplay better than Tekken 7. Matter of fact, I think this game has the best gameplay out of any Tekken game. So, yeah. I don't think anything's too broken yet. There are some pretty good characters, but I'm not like, wow, this game, how did they release the game in this state? I was definitely not liking the gameplay in the very first beta, but since then, I feel like it's pretty improved. Overall, I like the gameplay. I can't really tell you to like it. If you don't like it, you like it. If you do like it, you like it. Overall, I really like it. So, here is the next part I want to talk about. This is the very concerning part. And this is the part that I missed out on my MK1 review. And I've considered deleting that review. I've considered, I don't know. But this is the part that I messed up on in the MK1. So when MK1 came out, there was no shop, really. There's no item shop. All the stuff in the item shop in MK1 was stuff that you could get for free, right? So it wasn't really a big deal, because that was an MK11 as well. But about like, what, 2-ish weeks after the game came out, they changed the item shop and put a bunch of exclusive shop items in, and that's what they've been doing ever since. So, obviously, I didn't get that in my review. I didn't get the disgusting microtransaction schemery in that review. And I'm not making the same mistake here. So, in terms of greedy DLC practices, is Tekken 8 in the clear? Unfortunately, no. So, and I want to preface this, maybe no. And let me explain why. So, again, I don't like Eddie. So I didn't buy the deluxe edition of this game because I don't want the season pass. However, after seeing how this game plays and really playing it, I'm more interested to try out Eddie because I feel like he might be different than one. So, I checked the price of the season pass, and I noticed something. The season pass, there is no season pass. There's only one thing. There's a deluxe edition upgrade bundle. And if you don't know, the deluxe edition has the season pass. But you can't buy the season pass separate. So if you don't know, the deluxe edition upgrade bundle is $40, which means in total, between the game and the deluxe edition, that's $110. I do feel like this game is worth $70. Unlike MK1, again, more jabs, but the thing that's very concerning is that there's no season pass you can buy. Now here's the thing, for Tekken 7, does anyone, if you made it this far, please let me know. In Tekken 7, did the season pass come out with the first DLC character, or was it out before the DLC character? Because I figured it would be out before the characters come out so you could buy it in advance, right? Maybe not, but if so, the season pass for this game, you have to buy in a bundle with the deluxe edition upgrade. And let's be real, the season pass is nowhere near worth $40. The season pass only comes with 4 characters. That's it. 4 characters. The reason why they're charging $40 is because you're getting the other stuff that's in the deluxe edition, which is you get a golden suit for every character in the game. Yeah, it's so stupid. Yeah, I want to wear a golden suit for every character in the game, so make me pay more money than I have to, you know? Again, maybe when Eddie comes out, they'll start selling the season pass separately. But as of right now, they are not. And I have to make this very clear. They are not. They're only selling the season pass in a bundle as of right now. So, they haven't, to my knowledge, they haven't talked about any plans to change that. So I just don't know, you know? And I'm not going to make the same mistake I did with MK1, where I was kind of just like, oh, you know, whatever, it's nothing. And then with MK1, it turned out to be the most disgusting, greediest microtransactions we've seen in a Mortal Kombat game, you know? So I want to bring attention to this. I don't see any signs of microtransactions in Tekken 8. But I do see signs of this scummy tactic they're doing where they're only selling the season pass in a bundle with the deluxe edition. So they're making you pay $40 for a season pass with 4 characters. Yeah, you get golden suits for everybody, but do I care about an ugly golden suit on all my characters? Matter of fact, in all the time I've played this game, I haven't seen a single person wear that suit. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, hopefully when Eddie comes out, they will start selling the season pass separately, you know, for like, what, $30, $25, whatever the price may be. That's a lot more. And by the way, there's no stages. You don't even get stages in the season pass. You just get 4 characters. So even $30 is pretty steep for just 4 characters, but it's way better than $40. $40 is insane, and it's only $40 because they're bundling it with the deluxe edition upgrade. So again, that's very worrying. So keep that in mind, because yeah, they could just sell the season pass separately, you know, when it's closer to the DLC characters coming out for sure. But at the same time, why wouldn't they just sell it now? What would be what's the harm in selling the season pass right now? So keep that in mind. That is the only worrying thing about this game. Yeah. Overall, I gotta give Tekken 8. I just realized I didn't even talk about the replays. In Tekken 8, if you watch your replay footage, it will tell you every single time you made a mistake, and it will tell you exactly how to fix that mistake in the replay. It will tell you, oh, you could have ducked this move, or you could have punished this move, and it will tell you the move that you could have used to do it, and it will let you take control of the replay, and you can play your own replay. Anyways, hopefully I didn't miss anything else. Tekken 8, I gotta give maybe a 9 to a 9.5 out of 10. I don't want to give it a 10 because there could be some gripes that you could have. But this game is near perfect. And if you're wondering if it's worth it, I do think it's worth it. If you're a new player, it has some of the best tools I've ever seen to teaching new players. If you're not, you're still going to enjoy it because it's Tekken, and you probably already have the game. Anyways, like, subscribe, and we'll have more Tekken 8 on this channel. Let me know how you think of the game. Peace.